Welcome back, man. We've had a little hiatus, a couple weeks off here.
Yeah, bro, we've been burning it.
Yeah. Well, welcome back, guys, to another episode of Something Breaking.
No, your light fell. It's now illuminating the roof.
We've had a little hiatus. We've had some technical issues. Seems to be an ongoing theme.
We've had a lot of issues lately.
Well, this world has a lot of issues lately. Let's be real.
Oh, you think?
Right?
Do you think?
Where do we start?
I don't even know how to even entertain the fuckery that has been going on, honestly. And I don't.
Well, it's an election year, so we knew it was coming.
I think the world knows, like not the world, but I mean the world does know, but it's comical.
Did you see? Point. I don't know if you saw the clip. I saw it on social media yesterday. A rally in London, in UK, for Donald Trump.
Dude, all the people over there, they're over the West. The only hope is Trump. They're all saying it.
Right, that's what they're saying. They're like it's not even the U.S. that needs Trump. The world needs Trump right now.
They do, and they know that.
Yeah, it was crazy to watch. I mean, I think everyone knows I'm a Trump fan. You're a Trump fan.
I think it's pretty clear.
Yeah, Biden's a fucking idiot. We haven't made that clear. And so is every liberal that votes for him, by the way.
Agreed.
And I have no problem saying that and putting it on my channel. But it's crazy. So let's parlay this into that a little bit. So they found Trump guilty on 34 felony counts last week, right? But the thing is no one knows what the actual underlying crime was. That's what boggles my mind. Like, like these felonies, okay, he was charged with, but what was the underlying crime? No one fucking knows. So do you know what the whole thing was about? The misclassification of so-called legal expenses. Then he tried to cover it up. So it was all past the statute of limitations. The only reason that they were able to do this is because of a law that was changed during COVID to pause the statute of limitations because courts were shut down for a period of time, right? So,
they used that.
So they used that as a loophole to basically go and then charge him with these. So they were supposed to be misdemeanors because basically what it was,
they were all except for one.
It was falsifying business records, right? And so they're all misdemeanors, but the way that they trumped it up to, and pun intended, they trumped it up to felonies is because they said the falsifying of business records was covering a crime. So that's how they were able to elevate it to a felony, right? Which I honestly, I don't know how, I don't know. I mean, the falsifying business records, it kind of blows my mind because he paid his attorney legal expenses and he classified it as legal expenses. And yet somehow they're saying that was falsifying business
paranoid
records.
The other side is of what they're putting this man through. Well, he's 75. Right, we had this discussion at lunch the other day. He's a billionaire.
All the money he needs.
He doesn't take any money. He doesn't take a paycheck.
But they don't think like that.
And he is fighting for our country so we can be better and be back to where we were. Because right now, dude, we are
he was on Fox News the other day, and they asked him after he was found guilty. They said they were talking about declassification of records, and they asked him. They said, "Would you declassify the JFK records?" He's like, "Yes." "Would you declassify 9/11 records?" He said, "Yes." He goes, they asked, "Would you declassify Epstein records?" He goes, "Yes." That's why they're so afraid.
Magical that he has been in court, but not one person on Epstein's list has been in court.
He was found guilty, and not one person on that list has been found guilty. But like Robert De Niro, look, it was funny. He comes out, that clown.
Fuck that dude. I will never watch another one of his movies. Nope. You were he was the man for 50 years in Hollywood. Yeah. You could have gone out on top. You are a fucking clown. Yeah. I will never watch another one of your fucking movies with a fucking mask on, with a face diaper on.
Right, with through Manhattan with a face diaper on.
Out of here.
And then stands up and tries to get, like anyone's going to respect him at that point. With the sellout Capitol police officer standing
that's why Wahlberg and those guys won't do any movies with him. They just turned down $50 million.
Kevin Costner cut him out of a project he was doing because of that.
Fuck you, De Niro.
And Costner isn't even a Trump guy. But
he has a brain.
Right.
It's not about, at this point, it's just common sense and looking at where our country is.
But the problem is these people, it doesn't matter if they have common sense. It doesn't matter if they can think logically. They have such hate for this person as an individual.
They do.
They can't think logically.
They can't get past it.
They can't.
But why do they hate him?
I don't know.
What did he do to you?
That's what boggles my mind.
He fucked a porn star in 2006. Good for him. Who cares?
Look, no one ever said.
How about all the people that Clinton was fucking? Like, what
right, exactly.
Who cares? I don't care about his personal life.
I don't give a fuck about the guy's personal life. I give and people are like, oh, but that shows his character. I said, what about every other fucking president? Let's go back. Bill Clinton, for example.
His character?
Obama. I mean, come on,
dude.
You want to talk about people that have a lack of any sort of moral character,
with money and power, and what they do.
No one ever said the guy's perfect. No one's perfect. No one ever said the guy makes the right decisions when it comes to his personal life, morally or ethically. But that's not why I vote for him as a president.
No, dude, our country was we were superpower.
Right.
We were the power.
And people talking about, oh, we have such a low unemployment rate, and Biden's got 13 million jobs back. I said, and I'm like, you know what? Jobs that come back online post-pandemic because they were forced to be shut down and they were forced out of a job. Those don't fucking count.
What do you mean?
Those jobs don't fucking
shut down
count.
The fucking Keystone Pipeline.
Yeah.
20,000, however many jobs. Like,
those jobs that come back online because we're post-pandemic and we're open back up again, that, mind you, the liberals fucking shut down in the first place, that doesn't count, guys. I'm sorry. Those aren't new jobs created. It boggles my mind. But that's the logic they stand on.
Dude, that's the whole other side of the country. Fucking clowns.
Idiots.
No, you can't use a fucking gas-powered leaf blower in the state of California. Right. Are you fucking kidding me, dude? Like, get the fuck out of here.
But to mine the lithium and shit that you need for these batteries.
People are uneducated.
Speaking of uneducated, so that brings me to another video I saw on social media. I saw it this morning, actually. So there's a drag queen, right? Gay guy, right? He's interviewing people, gay pride parades. And he interviews this one woman. Are you pro-Palestinian? Are you pro-Israeli? And she's wearing like a rainbow fucking skirt and all this kind of shit, right? She goes, I'm pro-Palestine. He goes, well, do you know that as a gay guy, as a gay man, myself, I would either be imprisoned or stoned to death or killed because I'm a gay guy. And she looks at me, she goes, really? He goes, yeah. He goes, in Palestine, you cannot be openly gay. You're either sentenced to prison or you're sentenced to death. And she goes, but that's Israel. He goes, no, Israel is pro, gay, that you can be openly gay. There's no issue.
Whatever you want.
Read whatever you want. And she goes, oh, well, I didn't know that. That brings some interesting things into the equation. And I'm like, you guys are fucking idiots. If everyone doesn't know this, I'm Jewish, right? And I'm pro-Israel 100 fucking percent. But it boggles my mind. You have these people that are causing disruption in people's workdays, shutting interstates down, for fighting for a cause that they don't even fucking know or understand.
At the end of the day, who started it?
Dude,
just
so
like
look
really
back. Want to go back?
Yeah, just go back though. I mean, it's like,
I don't know off the top of my head, 7 or 8 times that Israel has tried to like give Palestinians land, and no, I'm sorry, not try to give the Palestinians land. They gave Palestinians land, and 7 or 8 times Palestinians have tried to start war. And every time Israel has won. And they still and they are still okay with providing this land to Palestinians to live there, right? And the thing that boggles my mind is there's 40 some other Islamic countries in this world, right? Majority is Islamic countries in this world, right? The Jews want one country. That's it. One. To call their own as a safe haven from exactly what's happening right now. Again, another extermination attempt against the Jewish population after World War II. And apparently that's so wrong and so bad. Again, it just blows my mind, the massive hypocrisy here. Because if you tried to do that against any Muslims or any Islamic country, it'd be the end of the fucking world. Like they would lose their fucking mind.
Listen, dude, none of this would have happened if Trump was in office.
100%.
None of this.
None of it. Everyone was on fucking watch because no one knew what the fucking guy was going to do, and they were scared. Strength through power.
We wouldn't be giving Ukraine money. It was just
hundreds of billions of dollars, and then celebrating it on the floor of the House with waving flags.
Well, that war would have never happened because
everyone was scared.
He would have never done that.
Going to do. Right.
Because we had relations with everybody.
Yeah.
He had relations.
And we had power.
He had relations with Putin. He has relations with Kim Jong-un. Like, this clown that we have in now, he can't even fucking talk.
No.
He can't even walk.
He can't even walk.
Oh, dude, it's so frustrating.
Peace through strength.
I can't stand any person that voted for him. I'm sorry. You can go fuck yourself.
100%.
You're a fucking clown.
I agree.
It's so frustrating, dude. And I don't you know, you're heavy into politics. I just try and fly by the wayside, but it's so frustrating.
It's funny. My sister came to me 2 weeks ago. My sister works for me, by the way. She goes, Matt, she goes, I want to talk with you about something. She goes, I know you're not going to like it. I know what you said before. Because I know how you feel. She goes, but don't you think you should tone yourself down on the politics when it comes to your social media for business purposes? And I looked at my sister. I said, Becca, I'll be 44 in August. I said, you've known me, and you're 40. I said, you've known me for 40 years. I said, when have you ever known me to water myself down or tone myself down to appease others?
That's why we're here.
Right.
I
don't need every investor's money. I don't want every investor's money. I don't want to do business with everyone that wants to do business with me because I don't agree with your moral, your ethical stance on things. And the bottom line is if you're a liberal, not a Democrat, because a liberal and a Democrat to me are two different things, right? And to a point.
To a point.
Right, to a point. But if you are a liberal, if you're a leftist, if you voted for Biden, your moral and your ethical compass, your moral compass and your ethical guidelines are completely opposite of what mine are. And I don't want to work with you. I just don't. And so I looked at her, I said, no, I'm not going to tone myself down. She goes, well, don't you think it will turn some people off? I said, yeah, that's what I want.
Yeah, but we don't want to associate with those people anyway.
No, we don't. And I won't.
Nothing to talk about. It's just,
right.
You're not going to be able to do business with them because it's not.
And this is polarizing. And I have no problems talking about it at all. None. Like, if you want to shut my social media down, fine, shut my social media down over it. I don't care. If you don't like me because of it, fine. You can post all your tough guy comments on my posts that you want. I don't care. My business address is public information. If you really want to say something,
hey,
stop on by.
Or text us.
I'm here. Or text us. But if you don't have my fucking number, that shows you what your opinion means to me. Fucking zero. Oh. So I don't care. That's really what it comes down to. And I know we got off on a politics rant today, but yeah. I mean, I kind of figured that's the way we're going to go after last week. I don't know. Do you think we should talk more business on these things to give advice to people so people can learn?
I don't know. I think you could go either way.
Yeah.
I think some people actually do care and want to learn. Like, I wish I had, just some to like flip back to say, see which way to do things this way or that way, or what's the most efficient way to do this or that. So, I mean, I don't know if you have questions.
So maybe we should talk a little bit more business, a little more advice, guidance, mentorship. Should we sell a course?
Men don't paint your fingernails.
Yeah, men don't paint. There's a piece of advice. Don't paint your fucking fingernails. No.
We should talk about the Tesla car population in Florida.
Oh my God. Why are there so many Teslas in Florida?
No one's going to know what we're talking about. I just thought it was funny just right now.
So Anthony and I were in Florida a couple weeks ago and had some business down there we needed to attend to. And then we took a few days just to get out of Dodge. The amount of people driving Teslas in Florida in such a red Republican state too.
The same exact
model is mind blowing.
I feel like they was like, buy one, get one. Yeah. It was literally to that point.
Rob, we couldn't literally turn around without seeing another one. It was insane.
No, we were in a housing plan, and I'm not lying. There was 4 houses in a row, and they all had one parked, the exact same model,
just different colors.
Different colors, all parked in their driveway. We were like,
it was insane. Is there a lot of electric cars in Florida or something? No, there was not. You didn't see really any I don't know. It was really, really odd. I know.
I mean, listen, it was like, we're both car people, so we're like always on the looking around to see what's down there because there's always wild shit down there. And legitimately, every other car or every 5th car was that Tesla, the Model 3 or whatever it was.
The crazy part is we didn't see one exotic at all. The whole time we were there, if you think about it.
No.
We didn't see
heard one.
We heard one.
But we couldn't pinpoint where it was. We didn't know where it was coming from.
But we didn't see one. And that's rare too in Florida, in South Florida. Especially.
And there is a lack of standing alone Starbucks structures.
Yes.
In Fort Lauderdale.
So we were trying to find Starbucks the morning after we got there. When we got in, there was
there's no just standalone Starbucks.
We're not going to talk about that.
We're not going to get into it, but there's.
We were trying to find a Starbucks the next morning to get coffee, and we went to 5 locations, and every one was in another structure: a Target, a Publix, like you name. And then one was literally, they took me inside of a cancer hospital.
In the emergency room drive-thru.
I'm like, what? Like, come on, GP. You guys need to state, this is in another building.
Then we ended up at Einstein's.
So we ended up at Einstein's.
With a chick that had two layers of the eyelashes on.
Eyebrow lashes. Yeah.
That,
eyelashes.
you know, the chicks wear that are like a mile long.
Like fluttery feathers.
She had 2 sets. Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad. So, okay, off topic on that. Our gas video from a couple weeks ago, from our episode we did a couple weeks ago, remember we were talking about women in gas? It blew the fuck up. Apparently it hit home with a lot of people because people were saving it, commenting, forwarding it. It was insane. We got over like 1.1 million views on TikTok on that 15-second clip alone.
Dude, it's the truth.
It's truth. It is truth. And people were commenting like, yep, that's me. Yep, that's me. I'm like, I don't get it.
Those chicks are either run it to
0
miles till empty, and it's below the E, or you have the other chick that gets like almost to a half a tank of gas and goes in a full panic and fills her car up.
Everyone that commented was the first one. They run it past 0 and just hope and pray, or they know how far they can go when it says 0.
Dude, my mom is the queen of that. Sorry, Mom, but you are. I've never seen anything like it in my life. It's
mind blowing.
It's I mean, I don't know how my mom hasn't run out of gas numerous times. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. My dad will call and be like, "Your mother again, the car." I'm like, okay, Dad.
Yeah, it was it got a lot.
So what, you posted that on TikTok?
Yeah, so well, Rob and the marketing team throws it out for us. I don't do it. But yeah, it went on and man, my shit was blowing up. I had to turn off notifications because it was just like there were so many likes and comments on that one video. I'm like, hey, cool.
That's why we're here.
Maybe that's the stuff. Maybe you guys don't want to hear business advice and shit. Maybe you just want to hear us talk about shit like that.
I mean, that's what it is.
Yeah.
I don't think our business is geared towards everybody. You know what I mean? Like,
no,
I feel like
a lot of people want to invest in real estate. They know it's a good investment. They don't know how to go about it. But the problem is, and the thing that drives me up a wall so much, and we've talked about this before, is you have all these mentors online creating these courses. But then you also have these same people and a lot of other people talking about, how you can get started with no money and you
can't start anything with no money. Well, an OnlyFans account.
Well, you can start an OnlyFans account. Yeah, don't even. But you have so many of these people talking about how you can get started with 0 of your own money, and it's horribly misleading. And I'm not saying you can't start something or start in real estate with none of your own money, but you need money regardless.
Well, I think you could 10, 15 years ago. In the mid 2000s,
well, like you need money regardless.
5 through 10, you could probably weasel your way through that then.
Maybe, and I don't know.
And guidelines were less stringent to get money.
Yeah, I mean, you could do 100% finance stuff like that. Yeah, sure.
So
I get that one, but you have these people that are still pushing that today, and it's just misleading because they're talking about you don't need any of your own money. No, technically you don't. You can go find an investor or a buddy has money or whatever and use their money. But the problem is if you have 0 credibility in the industry, if you have 0 track record,
who's going to give you money?
Who's going to give you fucking money? If someone comes to me and says, "Hey, Matt, can you loan me $30,000 or $50,000 to buy this house so I can fix and flip it?" But I haven't done any business before, unless I know you and I'm willing to actually partner with you and guide you along with it.
You got to hold. I mean, you got to hold it. I'm
not going to give you money to do that. But these people online, and it's just become so prevalent anymore with real estate investors or people that hold themselves out as real estate investors. And some of them truly are. Like I know some of them personally, and they talk about this same thing. I just don't like it because it's extremely misleading. And you get these people that get all excited and they get, "Oh, wow, I can do this." And then they end up buying this person's course. And then they get into this course and they realize, wait a minute, this isn't as easy as this person made it out to seem. And then, so not only have they spent maybe their last, $1,000 or $1,500 or $2,000 or whatever this course costs, to take the course because they think that's what they need to learn, to do this. Now they're back to square one because they still don't have money. They don't know anyone that has money, or they do, but they have no track record or anything like that. And so it's like, I find social media to be so misleading anymore. And I feel like these people thrive on that because they know it and they know they can make money off of it. We've talked about this before, and I hate to kind of keep beating a dead fucking horse. But in real estate, and being that we're both in the real estate game,
I feel like that HGTV and all these construction shows have ruined people's conception of what it actually takes to do a construction project. With the time, the money.
It's like, not glamorous.
And like I just saw this thing that came out the other day. I should have sent it to you. It was about like all those HGTV TV shows and the people whose houses they went in, how fucked up they are.
Right.
Like shit was just taped together because it had to be done so fast. Like nothing is functioning properly.
Lipstick on a pig.
Yeah, they don't test anything like to make sure it works. And it was just like, you know, people were like, well, I saw it done for this number. I'm like, but you can't even buy, I can't even buy the materials.
Right. That was 15 years ago.
For that number. Like, I'm not sure.
It's misleading, like social media, right? It's like because they're clipping together the best clips, right? And they make it look like it's done in a week, and they make it look like it's so easy, and they make it look like you don't have budget overages, and they make it look like you don't have people issues and contractor problems.
Yeah, it's everything.
And they make it look glamorous. And the bottom line is there's nothing glamorous about it. The only thing glamorous about real estate investing is the life it can build for you as an individual after a certain point.
Yes, but and you also have, if they're rented, you know that you're going to have constant cash flow coming in.
Right, but that brings whole other problems because you have tenants you have to deal with.
Yeah, if they lose their job,
look, I say this all the time. Real estate is easy. People are hard.
Yes,
people make and that's with anything, but people make it hard, whether it's tenants, contractors, vendors, lenders,
anything. It's just all the way down the board.
Make it hard.
I don't feel like it was this bad a long time ago.
We talked about this last week. I said, you know, it wasn't this bad. Society in general has become really, really horrible, right? It's that instant gratification. It's that entitlement. It's that no work ethic, right?
Lazy fucking people.
And it's made it, and I said this to you last week, it's made it very hard as a business person to build a successful business because of all those things. It's way harder nowadays, even with all the technology that's out there, even with all the internet and the knowledge you can learn for free. It's harder now, this day today, to build a successful business than it was 10, 15 years ago.
Oh, God.
Because 10, 15 years ago, it was a different generation. People had work. People grind, they grinded their way through it. People wanted to learn. People wanted to teach properly, not scam someone out of $2,500 one time to buy a course that they don't learn anything in, right? It was much easier to build a successful business back then because of those reasons. Now
we even said that. We said, imagine if you and I grew up. Well, we did grow up in the 80s, but imagine if we were adults
in the 80s.
In the 80s, right. Where it would have.
People are like, oh, but they didn't have internet. You didn't have cell phones. I said, I know. I would have loved it.
It was perfect. It was fucking. It was
I would have loved it.
Yeah, but you didn't know any better.
Well, right, exactly. I mean, I guess you could say the same thing 20 years from now. People are going to say
everyone else. But dude, they made it. Look how many people made it back then.
Right. I agree.
Look how many successful people there were. Everyone owned businesses because everyone's family worked for somebody that owned a business.
People think they have a successful OnlyFans viewership base, subscriber base, and they think they built a successful business. Well, darling, what happens in 50 years when your body's shit? Or 20 years when your body's shit? You haven't, and it's not sustainable.
Dude, what dudes are going on there paying for that? You got to be fucking kidding me.
You got to be desperate.
I mean, seriously.
Desperate. Well, I mean, it's the same thing. Like I relate it to modern day. It's like to me, it's like the modern day strip club. Right. And I'm not a strip club fan. I mean, you know this.
Even in a strip club, though, like at least they're there. Like you're actually
in person.
Like there's a real interaction there. You know what I mean? Like they're sitting on you.
Right.
Like not through a fucking screen. Right. Like that they're laughing.
But again, that goes back to the laziness aspect of things, right?
Oh,
people can just it's like the whole poor generation. When the internet came out, it's like, oh my God, this whole new industry.
It was there.
It was there, but it just blew up then because it was so much easier.
We had to buy a VHS tape or a magazine.
Yeah, it was so much easier.
We were a magazine generation.
We were a Playboy generation.
Yes.
Penthouse generation.
Hustler, Penthouse, Playboy.
Like the three levels of magazines, right?
Yes. You started with the Playboy. Went to the Penthouse.
Went a little bit more,
to the Penthouse.
Yeah, and then
you learned all your moves from Hustler.
Right. You want the real rush.
Yeah,
that's what you.
That's how we ended up. So
Rob's
fucked
like,
up.
I don't know what those three magazines even are.
Paper. What's a magazine?
Right.
Dude, I was in Giant Eagle.
What we're talking about?
Do you know what a magazine is?
Okay, he does know what we're talking about.
Yeah, I was in Giant Eagle the other day, and they actually still have a pretty big magazine section, like with just, like with just like like the magazines that we used to read growing up, like Dirt Rider and like
Motor Trends,
and like shit like that, and like Guns and Ammo and Muscle Fitness, and like I'm just like.
Dude, I would make my monthly trip to Barnes & Noble or Giant Eagle when I was a kid.
Dude, do you remember the subscription?
Like walk out with a stack of that month's Motor Trend, Dirt Rider, Motocross Action,
shit, everything,
Guns
ATV,
and Ammo,
yeah. Trucking, mini trucking, the low riders, dude. I mean, the amount of magazines subscriptions I had growing up, and it was like $12.97 for the year.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was 2 years. If you did
what's
2 years.
What's a subscription to a magazine cost now, dude? I don't know.
I mean, can you still get a
I think you can still get a subscription. I think, yeah, why not?
You remember getting the Dennis? Do you remember getting the Dennis Kirk catalog?
Oh yeah,
and like looking through every page of every circling or the Chaparral Racing catalog.
Folding the corner of the page down the shit that you
got the highlighters in there. I'm like, all right, Mom, this is what I need for Christmas.
Well, that's what I would tell her, Mom. This is what I need. My sponsors will get me this. I need you to call and order me this. She would have to pick up the phone and actually order it over the phone.
You call and talk to somebody.
Yeah, you actually talk to a real person from this country, right?
American,
sitting in an office in the warehouse, right? It was crazy.
Who would place your order,
right?
You'd mail the check,
right?
They would call and confirm, and they would ship your order out.
Yeah, it was crazy, man.
Oh, man.
I know we're showing our age. I already said I would be 44 in August, but
32 next month.
Damn you, old fucker!
Fuck.
He's lying, by the way.
Oh shit, man. Anything to go back to those days. But yeah, but back to that. Like, it was less technologically advanced back then.
Yeah,
but it was different, and I feel and
people actually wanted to work,
and you had people that worked.
Yeah,
like I would hire, like right now, currently, I'd hire a 70-year-old man over a 20-year-old dude any day of the week.
Blame him.
I don't care if the 70-year-old dude could just work for 5 fucking hours. He would get more done than the fucking 20-year-old.
Yeah,
it's the worst.
Dude, I agree.
If you guys want to do it, go do it on your own. Yeah. If it's so easy.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I tell them. Go do it on your own.
That's what I tell them.
Go fucking grind. Go buy everything. Go chase work. Go deal with people. Go deal with everything. Go get all your insurances paid up. Go do everything, and then fucking tell me how you feel. Yeah. And now you got to show up at work, and I got to listen to you fucking bitch.
Yep.
Like
different times, man. It's frustrating as all hell. It really is. I mean,
it's so annoying.
It takes you
frustrating
3 times as long to get anything done. It costs you 3 times as much money, and shit's done half-assed.
Dude, we talk about it every fucking day.
Yeah, we do.
When we're handling issues that we pay other people to do.
Right. But that's why we're also in the positions that we're in. So,
yeah, that's why, because we don't have any stress.
Yeah, none at all.
We don't do anything.
None at all. I was having that conversation with someone. I won't name who it was, but I had the conversation with someone last week about it. I said, I'll tell you what, when you deal with the amount I deal with on a daily basis and have the weight on your shoulders like I have on my shoulders, then you can tell me that we're the same. Until that point, I don't want to hear it.
It's not that we're better than anybody.
I'm not better than anyone.
It's just,
but don't try to tell me, don't try to say, well, I did that because you do that. No. That's not how this flies. 1, you're an employee. And 2, you're not dealing with what I'm dealing with and have the weight on your shoulders like I do. So if I need to go close my door for 15 minutes because I'm irritated or dealing with something, you don't get to relate your irritations in your job to me and think we're the same. I'm sorry, we're not. We're not. We do 2 completely different things. I've built this myself from the ground up. You haven't.
When my mom was like, you're really hard on people. I'm like, because Mom, that's how I was taught that way.
Right.
I got screamed at. I got yelled at.
Dude,
I got belittled. Like, if you can't fucking deal with it, like.
People can't handle that today, though. They need their safe space, Anthony.
Like, oh, man.
They need to go sit in their corner and have their cry session because they got butt hurt over something that was said.
Actually,
I'd laugh at.
I ran into a buddy on Friday night, the other night. We were all on motorcycles. We were at a bar, and he happened to be in there. He was back in town from Cleveland. We were just going down memory lane. He was like, bro, you remember in high school we worked for your uncle? That dude fucking screamed at us every day, fucking grabbed you, held you out over the roof one day. I was like, man, this guy's fucking insane.
Different generation.
He's like, you can't do that now. I was like, told us we were lazy, goes, like, move faster. Like, I'm thinking to myself, God, I forgot about that. But yeah, but that's probably why the reason we are the way we are today.
That's what shaped you into what you are today. For me, I didn't have that. I needed to prove people wrong.
I've been doing that. Yeah, but we've been doing that our whole life.
Yeah.
Like, that's besides the point. I'm just saying, like, I just think, like, being in that construction environment, now that I'm in that construction environment still, I yell like every guy I ever worked for growing up yelled.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, granted, they were old Greek dudes, but like,
it's a whole different.
They yell religiously, but like,
it's a whole different ballgame.
It was just, and then she's like, "You can't do that." I'm like, "What do you mean I can't do that?"
Yeah, of course you can.
I'm like, if you don't like it, quit. It's not like I'm told you I fucked your wife or something like that. You know what I mean?
You know
like,
what's funny?
Let's just get to work and quit bitching.
I got a great story about this one. This is perfect, and you work for me. You've seen the way I am in the office. I had an employee who quit, I don't know, at this point, probably maybe 10 months ago. You know who I'm talking about. She quit, but she filed for unemployment, citing a verbally abusive workplace. Now, Rob, how long you been in the office working for me now? Almost a year now, right? Anth, you've been in and out of this office for over a year now. When have you ever seen me be verbally abusive, much less really even raise my voice to anyone over anything? Right. Exactly. It's the situation.
I'm not mishandling.
I'm not yelling at you.
Of the situation.
But even then, I'm not yelling at an individual person. I'm not calling you names. I'm not swearing at you. I'm pissed off shit happens and I'm telling you how to fix it. But to cite a verbally abusive workplace, boggles my mind.
You're controlled. You are controlled when it comes to that stuff. Yeah. Like, you know how to.
I control my temper and my emotions extremely well. Yeah. And she was like early 20s. So that just, again, a perfect case in point of what we're talking about. That generation is so weak and so soft. Not everyone. And so please don't come attack me, or do if you want. I don't even really give a shit. I'm not saying everyone that age is that way. But so much of that population and that generation is so soft and so thin-skinned and so weak. It's still surprising me, but that's a great case in point. And then her dad tries messaging me through social media, trying to act like a tough guy. And I just responded back to him. It's like, no wonder your daughter is as thin-skinned and as weak as she is. You're acting like a tough guy through social media. Like, if you have something to say, show up to the office. I'm here. You know where I'm at. And that's what it comes down to.
Your job.
But it really goes back to that generation is so weak and thin-skinned and so entitled.
Dude, that's like us.
That even if they don't do their job, they think they're entitled to something. And I'm like, well, she did lose her. By the way, she did lose her unemployment case. We won that one. So
that's like us out to dinner the other night. And we were out after, and the guys were talking shit on the cars that were out front. Meanwhile, they were our cars, but we didn't say anything. We just got up and left and got him, and it was just comical. But like, what? Like, if that shit doesn't bother us, it never has.
The only people that it bothers is the ones that
don't have it,
but want to try to act tough like they don't want it or don't need it.
Well, there's a reason it's stupid, or it's not practical, or
no, it's not practical. None of the only car that I own that's practical is my daily SUV.
That's it. But
I don't care. I don't buy them to be practical.
It was just, I don't know. I just think it's funny when you're still out at 10:30 on a Tuesday or whatever day we were out. Thursday. Yeah. With your necktie still on.
Yeah, that's weird. I mean,
you should not be wearing neckties at 10 o'clock at night.
No.
I get it if you went to work and then you just went to dinner and you were out after. Take your fucking tie off and leave it in the car.
I mean, like you won't catch me in a tie, but there's times where, with a few exceptions, a wedding, okay, a funeral,
no.
But if I have dinner meeting, sure, I'm going to have a blazer on. I'm not going to be in a suit. I'm never in a suit. I'll have a blazer on or something like that, dress shoes, and you might catch me out after having a cigar or having a late night drink. But most of the times, I'm still going to take my blazer off when I'm sitting down. And that's fine. But if you're still wearing your tie at 10:30 at night on a Thursday when you're having a cigar and a couple of drinks.
With a bunch of dudes.
You're wound way too fucking tight. Like, take that shit off, pop that collar open a little bit, and take a breather.
And stop talking shit on cars that you don't like.
Meanwhile, he was talking about buying a Corvette or something. I'm like, yeah, that guy screamed a Corvette driver.
No doubt.
Screamed.
New Balances.
Shirt
tucked in.
Cheap man's exotic.
Yeah, buddy.
Poor
at
man's
the car
exotic.
show with his chair out front. Yeah, buddy.
With this fucking window decal laminated in the...
Sorry, you Corvette owners.
Yeah. Well, I don't mind C7s.
No.
Those
C7s
are badass.
No doubt.
Those mid-engine C8s are the poor man's Ferrari, dude.
It's just not even a cool looking car.
If that's all you can afford, you shouldn't be buying that car. Period. I'm sorry. You can hate on me all you want. But yeah. And I think maybe that's where we're going to end this episode.
Yeah. No Corvettes.
We're going to end it here. Guys, enjoy the episode. I want to hear your thoughts. Like it or hate it. Like me, hate me. Like Ant, hate Ant.
Trump 2024.
Trump 2024.